Welcome to Math Mastery Academy. I'm Mr. Heaton, and today we're going to be talking about equivalent fractions by shape. So when we take a look at any shape, we can always partition it into multiple sections. So you can see here, we have a full square, and inside that square, we have partitioned it into 4 equal shapes. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So anytime that we have a shape, and we've partitioned it, you can see we have a different color coding here. You can see where we have an orange hue, and we have an empty blank. So what we want to do is sometimes we want to see how many parts are colored versus how many parts are not colored. So again, we have 1, 2, 3 parts colored, and we have 1 part, which we'll call number 4, which is blank. So if we ever want to put this into a fraction, we use this here, where we have the total number of colored parts, 3, divided by the total number of parts, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is where we can take a look at another way to say it, which we say the numerator divided by the denominator, which is the same thing as the colored parts divided by the total parts. So again, we have 1, 2, 3 colored parts divided by the total parts, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add in some more lines. Whenever we're looking at fractions, and we're looking at it in terms of shapes, we need to make sure that the shapes and all the partitions are equals, meaning that this rectangle here is the same size as this rectangle here, and this rectangle here, this rectangle here, and so forth. So now, why don't we take a look? How many of these rectangles do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a total of 6 that are going to be colored or shaded in out of a total of 8. So when we take a look at that, it's going to look a little bit like this, 6 out of 8. What if we add in some more lines? Well, now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now you notice I actually colored in the ones that are colored first. That way I know the total. So going from 12, I would know 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have a total of now 12 out of 16. Now let's take a look at this. So originally we had a total of only 4 rectangles. And we said that that was 3 over 4. But when we added in additional sections in here, it changed it to 6 over 8. And when we added another set, we actually got 12 out of 16. Each one of these still represents the same thing. It represents this area that is shaded. So depending on the amount of lines that we have and the amount that we add, we would still have the same fraction but with different numbers inside of it because it still represents the amount seen here shaded. Let's take a look at another example. So here you can see we have 2 squares. We have the square on the left side. We have the square on the right side. They are equal size squares. And you can see if we cut straight down the middle here, each one of these has a shaded region. Okay, well that's because the amount of shaded region on each one of these, it is the same. What we are looking at, we call equivalent fractions. All right, let's take a look at the one on the left here. Okay, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 sections using our rule at the top, we have 2 sections that are colored and a total of 4 parts. That is what we see right here. Now, let's take a look at this one on the right side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we have a total of 8 sections that are going to be colored out of a total number of 16. We call this equivalent fractions. Another way to see it is that by adding in lines, we're really just multiplying the top and the bottom by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. But for this example, we really are just taking a look at what is equivalent for the amount of shaded regions on both sides. Let's take a look at this example. Okay, so we have the same amount shaded on both of these circles. On our circle on the left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Again, we see that here with a total number of 4 sections, and 3 sections are shaded. Now the one on the very right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 6 parts that are shaded out of 8 total. So whenever we're looking at these fractions, we notice that they are both equivalent, that 2/3 are shaded or 6/8 are shaded. They're really the same thing. It just depends on how many parts we have broken each one of these shapes up. Again, if you're getting really good at your multiplication, you'll notice that we had multiplied the bottom by 2, and we can also multiply the top by 2. And 3 times 2 equals 6. 4 times 2 equals 8. Let's try another example. Now here we have a hexagon. And it looks like on the very left, we've divided the hexagon in half, where we have 1 part that is shaded out of 2 whole parts. Well, here on the right, we have 1, 2, 3 parts shaded out of a total of 4, 5, 6 total parts, as we see here. Looking at this one, now our missing value is for our square on the left, not on our right. Okay, well, let's just count. Do we see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so we have 1 colored part versus a total parts of 4. Does that match what we see on the very right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It does. So these are equivalent fractions that we notice from this shape. Now this one is kind of a tricky problem. Look, both of our color parts are missing, so what could these both be? Okay, well, if we notice on both of these shapes here, it is completely colored in. Well, let's take a look at the one on the left first. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a total of 4 colored parts out of 4. If we take a look at the one on the right, we have 1, 2. So we have a total of 2 colored parts. We have 4 out of 4, and we have 2 out of 2. Well, another way to see this is that the whole shape is colored in. So we're looking at the whole object, the whole fraction. Everything in total is shaded in. 4 out of 4 parts are shaded in, and 2 out of 2 parts are shaded in. If you're looking to take your math skills to the next level, check out Math Mastery Academy. We offer a range of resources to help you succeed, from free workbooks and Common Core assessments to focused mini courses and comprehensive curriculum courses. Head over to mathmasteryacademy.com to get started today. Great job today. Now it's time to put your skills into practice. Don't forget to complete the problems in your companion workbook for lesson 5.3 on page 56. Working through these exercises will reinforce what you've learned and help you master each concept. Keep up the hard work.